Hello, everyone. My name is Gabriel. My pronouns are she, they, and I am so glad to be here for Here There Be Monsters with this incredible cast. And I would like to have a round of introductions with everyone. Starting with Sorcerer Celia. Can you tell us about yourself a little bit?
Hello, my name is Aaliyah Hudson. I go by the Sorcerer online and sometimes in real life. I go with she, her pronouns, but here you. Um, I'm hearing impaired. I'm happy to be here. I'm happy to finally be playing rather than being in your very, very difficult role. And yeah, I can't wait to play with you guys.
Yay! Next up, we have Reverie.
Hello, I'm Reverie. I use she, her, and he, him pronouns, and I will be playing Elena, the fire starter.
Amazing. And next up, we have Linda.
Hi, yeah, my name's Linda, she, her pronouns. I'm very excited for tonight. This is my first time ever taking part in a live stream. So I joked about probably saying quite a lot. I'll try and keep it to a minimum.
And at last but not least, we have Taylor.
Hi, I'm Taylor. I go by she, her pronouns. So excited to be here today. I'm ready to mess around with some monsters and all that jazz. Yeah.
Amazing. And taking it back to myself, again, I am Gabriel. I'll be running this game for y'all. Here There Be Monsters is a game by Wendy Yu, my fellow colleague from the RPG Latam community, the Latin American TTRPG creators. And we have a special adventure today. This session is entitled Down and Out in High Society. And before we get started, I would like everyone, pretty much in the same order, to say a few words about their character, who they are, what they look like, what they do, and what kind of monster they are. So, going in the same order, starting with Sorceress Alea, please, can you tell us about your character, name, pronouns, looks, and everything else that you find interesting?
Absolutely. I will be playing today Cacophony O'Brien. She goes by Khaki to her friends. She is a tall, willowy trans girl like myself. She owns and operates a bar, a local salon in our local community. She was chosen by a dark and ancient, mysterious elder god to be her chosen on Earth. And as such, she has a few uncanny powers where people trust her and they end up talking to her like the world's greatest bartender, someone who always has an ear to listen to you and always a warm smile and a welcome face.
Amazing. And sounds very intriguing. And next up, we have Reverie. Can you tell us about your character?
Hello, I am playing Elena, the fire starter, who is basically she has pyrokinetic powers, and they are strongly influenced by her emotions. Um, she is a Southeast Asian woman with tan skin, dark brown eyes, with like kind of ambers looking in them. Her hair is asymmetrical. One side is choppy and really short. The other side is long, and she keeps it braided. Just a gradient of reddish brown color shows up in there, and she likes wearing punk clothing and mixing it with more conventional feminine accessories and dresses and stuff like that. She almost always wears dark gloves and carries some kind of lighter. She is rebellious to tradition and conformity, but also like someone who is easily overwhelmed or like avoidant to the point that she can doze off in any situation.
Amazing. And next up, we have Linda. Tell us about your character, Linda. Linda.
Perfect. So my character's name is Penny, but she's known as Pen to her friends, but she also can go by the call sign Coin when we are up to activities. So Penny appears to be in her sort of mid-30s, but in the fact that she's actually a fox spirit and imbued with certain magical powers, she actually has been on in this land a lot longer and sort of is more around in her 90s, so has a lot of memories of the area that we are going to be in before what it currently looks like. She is fairly short, maybe about 5'2", sort of a curvier build, very pale skin, blue eyes. There's a little flash of amber through one of the eyes, and she's rocking a sort of dark, like a very black bob with a heavy fringe. She's got the cropped white vest on, the denim jacket, the leather trousers, the Doc Martens. She's always got a little bag that's attached to her hip, just to carry some, potentially, lockpick items, things like that. She has a habit of getting herself into places maybe that she shouldn't be. And in her sort of fox spirit background, she really has the ability for shape shifting into animals, fox being her preferred shape that she would go into. Although she also has the ability to transform into other sort of street level animals that we might be useful if the occasion occurs.
Awesome. And finally, we have Taylor.
Yeah, so I'll be playing Omari. She is a bear, grizzly bear. She is small but mighty. Her locks is forming to like this kind of style, and she would have her little bear's ears just have with the paws at the ends and stuff when she wants to. She wears like a pink leather jacket, keeping with the punk theme. She's very strong and tough, but she also has a soft side for people and be like a hardcore empath. But yeah, that's Omari.
Incredible. Amazing. Amazing. All right. Well, and I suppose we are ready to get ourselves started with our adventure, right? Are we good? Are we good?
We're good.
Let's go.
Yay, yay, yay. Let's go. So, for a little of a background to what's going on here, okay? In this adventure, our crew, our group, our little gang are part of an organization, okay, that is basically a group of monsters who band together to hang out, protect each other, and just find community in places in the city where nobody else will allow them to have it. So our little band of misfits is absolutely has like a hideout that is like placed in this like pocket dimension that only they can access. And tell us, folks, how do you access your pocket dimension? What is the front? What does it look like for, those who are unawares of what actually is going on?
I kind of feel like, and I know we can workshop it a little bit, but maybe it's kind of like a little side alley door, something that is very unassuming.
A physical location, like it exists in an area that we have to go to, or like
It's in a place in the city. Okay, it can be anywhere. It can be somewhere inconspicuous. It can be hiding in plain sight.
well, I like my salon. I like my place to go coffee, and I have like food and drinks there.
Okay.
I would easily hosted in my place, but I could see the advantage of it being like not there. You know, we are discreet, as it were.
You've got a business to run, potentially.
True. Yeah.
But yeah, I kind of like the idea that there's maybe a couple of entrances to it, so that if we are stuck
Mhm.
in a certain area,
Mhm.
multiple ways, and in that way we're not creating the same route to the entrance all the time, kind of throw off any
I
surveillance that may be
see.
happening.
I see. What if I complicate this a little more and tell you that the entrance doesn't have to be the same place every time?
Oh, I love it.
Well, and yeah, I was going to say, I love that. I also love the idea of perhaps in our pocket dimension, it has a chalk. And that chalk, if we draw a door somewhere and maybe say
I
a
love
word,
that.
allows us entry back to the place where we had got the chalk.
You know, the level of mistake this has, you just like take a piece of chalk, draw a door in a place and open it, and there you are. The word is your oyster or something like it. I love it. I love it. So that's the hideout for the outsiders, which is the name of your group, right?
Correct.
Yeah.
Okay, so basically, you are able to hide or hang out or lounge or do punk concerts in your little pocket dimension. You know, your little piece of home out there in the not universe because it's, alternate dimension. But basically, you are incredibly efficient and capable sort. Okay, and you have a problem, right? And does any of you care to talk a little bit about the problem, or should I?
Uh, Let us know what is going on. What I personally, in my business, have been having trouble with the city and the local governor coming in and trying to buy my salon that I've been very happily running myself as a lefty business, a place where people can drop in and get something nice to eat or drink, or if they don't have anything, they can clean a table. I'll put them to work for a day. You can stay and hang out. It's a great place.
Yeah,
Certainly when I've
and
been
carry on.
certainly when I've been sort of walking amongst the streets, the desperation seems to be getting to a fever pitch. People are being put under unacceptable levels of pressure, which seems to
Yeah,
stem from some sort of desire to make things appear better than it is for certain groups within the city.
indeed.
Yeah, in the like the motive is to make things look better, more palatable, more clean, and that is kind of fucking over like populations of people that may not like be acceptable to like what they are the image they're trying to sell. So I think our group wants to also look out for the people who might be affected by that as well.
Taylor, do you have anything to add?
Mm,
Are you good?
I'm good. I think everybody said all the
Okay.
points.
Yes. So as it turns out, Governor Jarvis Whitegate wants to is very steadily and somewhat quickly escalating in power. Okay, and by making all of these deals with like huge contractor businesses, and real estate agencies, etc., etc. Basically, the biggest names in the city are trying to buy out everything they can, demolish like a whole bunch of even historic sites in old downtown. And with all of that, all of you will go away essentially, which is what Governor Whitegate really wants. And it turns out that it's just coming to a point when this is just gone way too far. It's getting to the point where the suits are like literally muscling people out, okay, out of their businesses, out of their homes. There's a lot of of like all of the bits of sabotage and um, all of the corruption going on, and this is not looking good. So it turns out that you got a little special assignment, okay? So as these outsiders that you are, as this group that you are, as you're organized as one of many cells of interested groups that are there to give support and community to each other. At some point, too much is too much. And your assignments that came from is essentially to sabotage the gala. Okay, now the citywide gala is a grand, gigantic event that happens every year where the biggest people, the biggest names, um, celebrities, and especially political figures make themselves present to talk, strike deals, make arrangements, and there's a whole kind of fashion, catwalk and all stuff. But we know what this is. This is just like a bunch of rich people showing off how rich they are to each other. Okay, and amidst all of that, Governor Whitegate is trying to find support and financial investments to finally get the last bits of, to finally consolidate his, grab onto this city and do whatever he wants with it. And this is where you come in, because it just turns out that you have come across a very unique piece of information that might just put Whitegate's plans all down. Just throw it all into the trash can, okay? Just like ruin it. And I would like to know what is it? What is it that you found out? What is this piece of information? Who or what is the secret that you found, that you came across?
Ooh.
Feel free to go wild. I will nudge when
Ooh.
necessary.
It feels like it needs to be something that's not just a single person. Because if it's something related to a single person, they can easily annex that person out of the situation, therefore continuing with
True.
their
Yeah, so
their
it's got to
plan.
be a big. Now, is it a scandal? Would it be something we could expose, or is it something that they're doing?
Yes, could be.
Ooh.
It could be something that you could expose. It could be something you could threaten Whitegate directly with. It really is. Only you know.
So it feels like with the gala upcoming, this would be obviously the perfect way to present this information. So I think,
Humiliate him publicly.
but it's about it's not also just about humiliation. Humiliation could gain him sympathy in the situation. We need to undermine his
That's
entire
true.
His
process.
authority and his
Mhm.
entire ability to hold on to his power.
Yeah. Do we know?
He is a charismatic leader, so while he does employ the use of force, through the city police, he needs his main attributes certainly is charisma.
And has he had to subdue any of those, for example, people working for him who were not in agreement with his methods? Is this a whistleblowing situation of what's coming out?
Well, it's you know what? This could be your very first role. Why don't you do some investigation for us? Okay, as you're gathering intel to prepare for your heist. Okay, so because for all it matters, I understand that this whatever happens, this is a heist. Okay, that you're gonna pull in one way or another, and I would like you to roll 2d6, and
Yep.
if there's any of your tasks that you feel that it is appropriate for your investigation. You tell me how, and you can roll 3d6 and keep the two highest.
Okay. So I feel like my have tag of having friends in the know would give me ability to be able to ask more questions that are straight to the point, to be able to find out information more
Mm-hmm.
quickly and easily. So I'm gonna hope that that's enough to roll
Mm-hmm.
3d6 and take the two highest. Ooh, let's go.
Yes, so let's go for it.
Oh, so the two highest are a 6 and a 4.
That's a 10. That's fantastic. So as you roll a 10, okay, you just so happens to, pull a little favor here, pull a little like word of mouth there, exchange a little bit of gossip as it happens. You know how it goes, right? And it turns out that you can ask your question, and I will give you a very honest answer.
May I confer for the question, or does the question have to come from me specifically?
Absolutely, yes.
Perfect. So, yeah, guys, I think I have someone who could help us with this. He seems on the verge of like really wanting to hand over the information if we are specific enough about what we're looking for. Is this that we're really looking just to take down Whitehall or the whole system? Just as a start.
Well, it would be great if we could like undermine how the system works, but the system's the system. It's gonna do as it's gonna do. So something like personally against him, at least get his party arm, whatever it has, out of the picture. Yeah, somebody will take over, but at least like his corruption will be out of the way.
And he won't
Yeah.
have as much of a strong hold on the situation, so there's room for more undermining to happen, I suppose. So I
Yeah,
think,
exactly.
are we potentially looking at, who has Whitehall double crossed perhaps to reach where he's gotten to, or like are we looking at something that he's done or something that he's done to people?
Something done to people. Because the biggest thing with politicians is they need their people and they need loyalty. So taking the people out of the picture, what did they have?
So we're really looking for something that will showcase to the richer people who will perhaps be at the gala that he's done something against them to undermine his standing with them. Because we already know he's done stuff against us.
That
Yeah,
he can't be trusted and that he'll sell them out just as easily as he will anyone else, and that they can't trust him either.
yeah. They rather use him as the scapegoat. Like they don't want to go down with him.
I like that. So
I
basically,
feel like maybe. Sorry, go ahead.
no, on you go.
Oh, okay. I feel like maybe something was promised. Like he's got to have like investors and like contributors, like on the financial side of things. Maybe there's something other than like making their neighborhood look nicer. They're being promised something in exchange for like their investments.
Yes, and he is on the lookout for new investors at this point, isn't he? So maybe there's a way to follow the money here. That seems to be what does a lot of talking here. So I think I'm going to phrase this, and if everyone's happy, I will never be able to repeat it again. So Gabrielle, please take that as the question.
I am
But
paying attention.
I think we want to go with, do we have any understanding or any ability to get understanding of ways in which he has effectively double crossed his existing investors?
Okay. It just turns out that you have made friends with a very interesting little figure. Okay. Uh, Mr. Whitegate, with his little perfect look and his little perfect family, nuclear, heteronormative, white and rich and everything else. Yes, it turns out that under the hood, just like under this cover, not everything is just as it seems. Okay. And you've made friends with Michelle, his daughter. Now, Michelle is in this kind of situation of being like, the rose in the glass dome. She's gotta be the perfect. She's gotta be the great daughter. She's gotta be the example. And it just turns out that that that's not what Michelle truly is. And through Michelle, you got wind of a few conversations. Okay. Now, you have learned that yes, Whitegate is promising way more than he can deliver. And he is counting on being able to play his investors against each other. Okay, to essentially weaken their own lobbying power. Okay, and just a moment, just a warning here. At any moment, it's likely that my kid will show up here. Okay, and say hi. So just to let y'all know. Uh, oh, later. Okay, they're not here. He's not here now. Okay, all right. Okay, he's at Popo's house. Okay, okay, all right. So, oh yeah, he's at school. What time is it? Cheese and crackers, yes. Anyways, so it turns out that parenting is like being in a constant state of like, attention. Like everything will go wrong at any moment, and I just have to be there, like to, pick up the debris, right? So it turns out that Whitegate is planning to play his investors against each other. Okay. Now, his biggest investors, all right, are two shadow companies, essentially, that are actually owned by him through proxies. Okay. And through those companies, he means to embezzle a lot of money and wash a lot of money, which is what he's going to need to get his, um, city uplifting profit project ahead. Okay, you do have the info, but how do you get the proof?
I mean,
And now I would like another person to say, or more than one people. I would like one or more other people to say uh, how they got it. What did they do? What they have to go through to like what abilities they used to go in and find the undeniable proof.
Well, as I've said, I've got a local salon, a local speakeasy, something like that. Nothing really on the grid, and it's definitely like it's an outsider bar. It's a place where people
Yes.
go when they don't want to go to the main street cafe and whatnot. So you get the occasional person coming around, talking into their beer, not really even thinking about where they are, and they'll talk about, oh, this company there, or how someone's buying some stocks are moving strangely and whatnot. And just by listening and putting things together, maybe, leaning closer at certain conversations where I know certain people may be talking, I may have gleaned some information on where stocks are moving, what companies are, and then noticed myself that they're all owned by Whitegate. I think
Hmm.
that's something very possible that could happen, especially with my natural abilities as an active listener and my uncanny abilities of being quite trustworthy.
Mm-hmm. I need you to tell me how that converts into material proof of any kind.
Material proof. Well, I still
The
think
first thing that
there's
comes to mind, the first thing that comes to mind is recordings. It would be like a very convenient for you to be recording conversations with like key uh,
key
individuals.
officials and
Yes,
things like that. Um,
but I'm open
I
to
would
other
almost
ideas.
even go so far and say, luckily, maybe one of my patrons left some documents. Didn't realize that he brought them in, or he left his briefcase that conveniently got lost and just never showed up into the lost and found again, providing me both
Mm,
physical documents
make me a roll.
as
Yeah.
well as recordings that I have from my salon speakeasy slash production recording space.
All right, make me a roll. And for you, people watching, because we never disclosed how the system kind of works, for how this rolls kind of works. Rolls are made with 2d6, okay? And anytime you get a 10 or more, you get to have like a very nice, strong hit, you know? You pretty much get what you set out for, or if you didn't, you at least got to find out how you get it, okay? That is, if you roll six or less, all right, that means a failure. It means that you either don't get what you set out for, or you did at the cost of a tragedy, okay? And if we get a 7 to 9, that's like right there in the middle, that's not exactly a failure, but you can call it that a success either, exactly, okay? Each character has a number of tags, all right, which is related to their personalities, their individualities, and their monsterhood. And when those tags, which may represent skills or abilities or powers, make sense for a role, they can roll 3d6 instead and just keep the two highest for us to count. All right, just like Taylor's character just did a minute ago. Okay, so now, Alia, can you please make your roll?
Three
And
D6.
I would say that since you're using your tag of being like a, quite the listener, you know, I think you can roll 3d6 here.
Oh no, okay. I got a 6 and a
Ooh.
2, so 8.
That's an 8. All right. That seems to me that you did manage to get a hold of some very useful stuff. Okay. The problem is someone important is missing it, and they are starting to consider where they might left it. So I'm just gonna leave that hang, okay, for now, right? You did get what you needed, all right? And my next question is, what are you going to do with it? Okay, are you going to run it through some reporters? Are you going to push it into the media? You need to get like a momentum to finally get into your actual heist and strike.
Well, and we want to, we're going to this gala, this event and whatnot. We do have this information
Mhm,
about embezzling, but we're on a very, very short time scale.
mhm,
Someone is definitely going to come look for this. So we want to get it as loud and as publicly out there as possible. There
mhm,
will be reporters
mhm,
at the event, at the gala, so that's a thought. Do
mhm.
do we have any other ideas? Do we have any other thoughts what we might do with this information? um
I would call out to either Omari or Elena to
mm,
bring this next idea.
um
So I know for like our organization and stuff, we have some like kind of we know a few people that maybe we talk to a bit more often. Don't we have like someone who's like a whistleblower, like maybe they're more used to
You
handling
do.
that kind of intel, we can ask them for guidance on that, or like have like kind of
You
back them up if they do that
let
for
me
us.
see. That's Peachy. Peachy is your whistleblower. Okay. Now,
Yeah.
Peachy is this, their pronouns are they, them. Okay. Peachy is this, works in the venue together with Cacophony. And Peachy just, is like the low-key waiter, waitress, wait them. I'm gonna call it wait them. Waiting person. And they just, keep an eye out for things and gets to talk to people. And they are a very particular kind of monster, a very particular kind of outcast. Okay. Peachy is essentially a digital influencer, okay, who is able to use their uncanny connections to the internet, sometimes literally entering the actual web, to get in touch with people, to see what's going on and where it goes and etc. But my question then to you, Elena, is how are you going to work this out with PG?
I think, okay, so I'm assuming that like Kaki would have shared those documents with us. Yeah. So
Mm-hmm.
um for me, like the person that immediately comes to mind would have been Peachy, and I'm just kind of like deliberating over whether to like directly show them that as well. I think maybe I do have like concerns over like if we were to like message them, is our connection secure, that kind of thing. So like I don't I guess
Mm-hmm.
trying to like make it like using some kind of code that maybe they will understand, like kind of like thieves can't in D&D, where like I'm trying to disguise my message to them, and then maybe they can like, if they're able to, they can come over in person, look it over, and then I think because they're an influencer, maybe they would have some ideas about like, you know how when people
Mm-hmm.
do like those PSAs, TikToks or something, like there's like the text overlay, but the video is something entirely unrelated to the content of the text. So I don't know, maybe like I'm
Mm.
doing some kind of, to catch people's eye, I'm like doing a minor like trick with my lighter while on my motorcycle, just doing a wheelie or
All
something, and
right.
then the text
Make
overlay, the
something.
captions are like the information that we have like disclosed to Peachy
Mm-hmm.
to like whistleblow about.
I think I'm getting what you're getting at. It sounds like this is a job that's also gonna require Omari to help. Okay. My idea would be like this. It sounds to me that you need to broadcast make a pirate's broadcast essentially. Okay. And prepare it for, film it and prepare it for the moment when it's gotta come up. Okay. And I would say that if you, so I would say that Peachy gets to have the connections and gets to talk to, not the connections, but like gets to, poke around the internet for that to prepare grounds. Okay. And get people hyped about, something's gonna come up, something's gonna go down. And I would like the two of you to, let me see, I think Elena, I'm gonna have you make a roll to make, as you are like preparing the footage, okay? And Omari, I would like you to tell us how is it that you help, okay? And the thing is, remember that I told you a little while ago that, those bits of proof that you found are going to be missed. So yeah, I would like to know how is it that you get to use all of this in time before people start to cover up whatever is being lost, and people start to like find where these things are. So basically, it's actually going to be two roles. Elena, I'm going to have you prepare the material, okay? And Omari, I would like you to tell us how you cover the tracks. That's unfortunately cacophony. It's not cacophony's fault. That's how can I say this? That cacophony could not cover.
Okay. So the
And
best
tell
way.
us what tags would be useful in that if you have any.
Let me look at my sheet here to see if there's anything I can cover. I feel like Amari would use her connections with like other were creatures, and because the best way to make sure to cover our tracks, make sure they don't cover up any other's track, is always do another distraction on top of it with a different scandal to start. Like it's great to start a different rumor, and so to use a different rumor of a rival company. Secretly is another like company coming in the works, but that's gonna be direct competition with them. So they're gonna be busy distracted trying to figure out what's the secret company is to figure out what we're doing right now. And so she would do her connection with the word creatures for them to talk to their weird creature friends, and they're gonna talk to the mainstream.
All right. So make your roll like then.
Cool. Is it 3d6s and then take the top?
Yes, 3d6, keep the highest.
Am I also rolling 3d6? Because I have a tag.
Yes,
That's,
you're also rolling.
relevant.
So yeah, what is your method? What is your method for preparing the footage for like grand broadcast?
So I
Preparing
think
the
like,
content.
so I think maybe I am using Peachy's equipment. I have my motorcycle. I am like doing a little bit of like choreography before we actually do like the actual footage that they are going to upload. So I have my motorcycle and I am mostly just there to like kind of be like this sort of dynamic background to the information that we're having Peachy put out there.
Amazing. Like making a kind of a punk documentary that's like very
Yeah,
artistic
something
though.
like that.
Yes,
Yeah, like
yes.
catching people's eye with these stunts while the information is like just in a captions
Amazing.
scrolling over like the video, the footage of me doing motorcycle tricks.
Right. I love it. Let's go viral. Yeah. So make your roll. So it's
Let's
3d6,
go
yes.
viral.
And you keep your
Okay.
highest.
So my roll was 3, 6, and 1.
So that's a 9.
I also
All
got
right.
9.
You also got a 9. Okay, so folks, with your 2 9s, you are increasingly like getting closer to like getting to like a good positioning for a start. All right, on the day of the event. Okay, so this is all leading up to the day of the event, which is like just a few days away. All right, you have been preparing. We can assume and that you have been preparing like for weeks now. Okay, and it turns out that you do get to you make an incredible piece of art, that you like, it's going viral. The thing is, the media lobbies are essentially kind of trying to muffle, okay, everything that's going on, like all of these videos and stuff. So the biggest like media outlets, who are like the worst, they are like trying to like play it down, or just like avoid talking about it, etc., etc., etc. And as for you, Omari, you managed to like as much as you try to like go after the trail that would lead to you, to your group. You face yourself with a direct confrontation with some suits. Okay. It turns out that you find yourself with an agent, a suit, who is trying to essentially gets to you, and through you gets to your companions. All right. Now, it is unfortunate that you are in a direct confrontation now, and I would like to know, as you are both in this very dramatic time and place, it's dark, it is a back alley, it is raining, okay, it's pouring down, and you are facing off, okay, as you have just like beating the living crap of like some street rats that would like run their mouth uh, um, on you if left in check. You are still caught by someone that's on Whitegate's payroll. All right, and they stand up to you. It's like this large, broad dude, with like this kind of a army haircut, standing up there and says, "Well, I have business with you." And it's raining. Neon signs, glow in the distance. There's the sound of traffic out in the streets. You are not exactly cornered, but you're not exactly in the upper hand here either. So what do you do? And I'm going to reveal also, folks, that each one of you has a thing that is a flashback. Okay. All of you get to, at any moment in the session, say, "Wait up, wait up, wait up. I have actually prepared for this moment," and call upon a flashback when you can, uh, bring up something that you have done or prepared that will give you the upper hand in a tricky situation. If you want to pick up on that, I will let you have a use for free. You still get to use another later.
It's like I think Omari would like, her tough exterior will like kind of roll up on him, just being like, "I think we don't have any business, and I think you should just walk away before it gets ugly here."
Yeah, and then in his most, like minion speak, he says, "Oh, it's gonna get ugly, right? Real ugly when you have your face spread all over the lane."
And she was
I just
like,
made this up. Do people talk like this?
"It's minion speech."
It's minion speak. That's true.
And that's it. The minions never make sense. It was like, I think like if allowed, Amari is just like, "Oh, you're ready to be almost physical." It's just she wants to like wound up her arm and
Yes.
just ready to let her rip like a
All
a
right.
gut punch.
Okay. When it comes to confrontation and possibility of violence, violence doesn't have to be the solution. I just want you to tell me, how is it that you get out of the situation? It could be a direct altercation. You could be like throwing punches and stuff. All right. But you could tell me that you also resolve the situation in another way that is just as effective as any other. Okay, you can use your wits, you can use your smarts, you can use your physical, you can do really anything. You can use even magic if you have any.
Yeah, I think Amari's basically like physical confrontation. Girl will probably use the punch as a distraction and just be yelling back and like, "We need to go," like a quick run or something, or to use the chalk to quickly try to make a door for a quick escape.
Okay. Okay. So so let's say that your approach is misdirection and escape. Is that it?
Yes.
All right. So I would like you to make a roll for me and tell me if you have any tag that will help you get out of the situation. Okay. So at best, all right, you get out with no more than a scare. At worst, okay, you're going to have to choose to either get a little bit hurt, or a little bit frazzled, but still get away, or very much like, or actually gets a little more lasting consequences, okay, for a clean getaway. All right, so that's your worst case scenario there.
Okay, gotcha. So one of the things I have to have her as tough, and then like get away from things. I feel like those would be the top things you use to get the gut punch in, and try to use. And like in bears, and like she's a grizzly bear, they're good at trying to like running. So hopefully those will help her.
Sounds amazing, yeah.
I have 7.
You have a 7. Okay. On a 7, I tell you that you get to make a very clean escape in the sense that this dude is not gonna follow you. Okay. But you did have to like exchange like a little bit of a physical altercation, just like gets to distract him and tell me what it looks like as you cause him like a mild humiliation. Or humiliation or embarrassment or whatever.
I think like the humiliation to the minion, correct, right? So I think like after she does like the gut punch, I think he's just trying to like grab her, but she like goes under him to make him fall and slip from the rain. Like he's sweating in the mud. So try to do that sneaky bear thing. And she try to like run away because he just keeps on falling around because he's not good in the mud.
And how is it that he gets to you before you manage to get away?
I think probably he just end up grabbing her hat thing to pull her back. Like the hat ball event, yeah.
I see. But you still managed to get away and like evade him completely and not give away the location of your hideouts. Okay. Whew. Well, that's not so bad, I guess. All right. So in the meantime, what we have here is that it just turns out that the lots of you have a little bit of hit onto you. Okay. Now, you still didn't exactly get to White Gates. All right. White Gates is just too busy to care about some like low lives who are trying to, just mess up with his like image. Like, what does he care? He can just like throw more money at the TV and radio and internet, just like appear and look good and etc. etc. But you're getting there. He's got this buffer of people who are responsible for like his image and his career, and they're trying to take care of these things, and that's who you are onto now. So his attention is not still onto you. He's still busy elsewhere. All right, and that gets us to, but yeah, still people are talking about it. You hear the chit chat, you hear folks going about like, something is up. Videos are going up, like analyzing like the pirate broadcast, and like people going point by point trying to debunk you or trying to confirm what you put out, etc., etc. Like it's the talk. Social media, like this is all over social media, local. Okay, I would say it's not nationwide just yet. It's like it's spoken about. All right, but you're almost getting there. And this is when, like, just a few days, like, close to the day of the gala, Lyra, calls to you, at your hideouts for a strategic meeting, as Lyra likes to call it. And when you make there, Lyra says, "All right, folks," and Lyra is like large, wide, buff, beautiful, like she's this like very handsome woman, like at the peak of her like of her power, really. Like she is, when shit goes down, anyone in the hideouts, has some story to tell of like when shit went down and Lyra like swooped in to like punch someone and save the day. All right. And this is the kind of person that you have. Someone who is like reliable, cool, out there for you. All right. They're just not going to let you down. And you know that Lyra also is very prone to like, you know, looking for trouble, not only like stepping in when trouble happens. And so Lyra is really excited when she tells you, like, so, okay, folks, so you remember my cousin? The one that works like in that as a bouncer downtown.
Yeah, for sure.
You either do or you don't. It's really up to you. Yeah. So,
Oh yeah, I know
right, so
all the people.
yeah, you know all the people. So okay. So hear me out now. One of his mates is like security for the gala, okay, and I think that like he can get us in, all right. And so, what is the plan? And this is a direct question to you. What is the plan? The second parts of like basically your three-step plan is like preparation, when it's like gathering intel and setting up, the actual like entering the building and being in position for like doing the grand like for the fireworks, all right. And the last part is doing the direct confrontation and exposition when you will have to be face to face with Whitegate. Okay. And so the question is, what is the plan? How you're going to, folks? And I'll tell you this: do not be too specific or think so much about fail safes. Okay, this is what the flashbacks are for. All right, just tell us what is the coolest thing possible that you're planning for. We're gonna go with that, and when shit goes wrong, we're gonna figure it out. Okay. And I say when because shit will go wrong because
Amazing.
that's the
Of course.
dice. So what is the plan? And you can see that Lyra, she's like really excited about this.
Feels like punk takeover of Gala, splashing information nowhere to hide, all in their face, that sort of thing.
Bring in a flash
Ooh.
mob. Are we getting it in and changing the thing, or are we storming the gates and I like infiltration, but that's because I'm sneak. Like that's just a me thing.
I think
Yeah.
there's scope for potentially both, because then that gives us options, but also our bouncer friend sounds like he can get us on the list, so some of us can go in legit.
I think, and like if we're just talking, I have an old tool and device around my shop, or either the shop or the pocket dimension. It's my magic artifact that I've just had around for ages, and I got from my patron elder god. It's called the Ewer of Bacchanalian Mysteries.
Mhm.
It's a handy little jug. It looks like a little jug, but it never runs out of the best wine you've ever tasted in your life. It will just pour and pour and pour. So I think I'm not entirely sure how, but I think this is going to be useful.
Mm.
I mean, it definitely sounds like something you want to bring along.
Yeah.
At every possible
At
opportunity.
every possible moment, yes.
Yes.
The fact you're keeping it at the hideout already feels like a waste.
Yes, yes, I would say so. Sounds like we're starting to have a plan. So a sort of like in your face kind of takeover of the party with a flash mob. That means that you have to get people and resources in there to make it like impressive.
Maybe if we can have Peaches help us if they've got any tech they're using.
Peachy?
Peachy, sorry.
All right. For a
Um,
projection, perhaps, right?
Perhaps. I'm sure they'll have some sort of PA system for.
No. What about a live stream?
There we go.
Peachy will be there with a live stream, on the spot. Like, everything will be going down live. And I would say that since you already have put some connections, reporters, etc., that can be very easily amplified by other people out on the internet.
Sounds like a good person to involve.
All right. All right. Okay. And so, what else? What else were you gonna set up for this? How are you gonna make this dramatic?
Well, I have an idea, but
Oh, here we go. Here we go.
see, one of my other abilities that I managed to get from my elder patron is I can also kind of make everyone at the party break out into a musical dance number. It's
All right. So
you got to tell me what
let's
song we're
turn this
going to
gala
do
into a
for this.
musical. Yeah. Okay. Wow. You know what? I gave you too much power.
But we're here now.
But we're here now, ready for song and dance.
But we are here now. All I can do is just tag along for the ride. I love it. I love it. Love
I
this
think
idea.
to also add to that, to maximize the drama and the kind of maybe over the top display that we're going for, I could burn something like as a statement, like maybe not the building we're in, because it feels like maybe that will catch innocence that I don't want to like hurt or something. But if there's I think if we could get our hands on maybe like a physical, maybe even the original, like if there's some kind of contract or agreement that Whitegate has like in a physical form with maybe one of his most important investors or something, we could burn it like in front of him and like everyone gathered at the gala to basically push a statement that whatever they're trying to pull on us, on our community, is not going to happen.
Okay. Okay. That also gives me an idea. All right. All right. So let's hang on to it for now. I like that. I'm not gonna pin what you're gonna burn just yet. I think this is something that we can find out. There's loads of things that we can do, but arsenic, yes, let's set things on fire, because what is more dramatic than a musical going on, in the middle of a flash mob while something is going up in flames?
I mean,
And
someone entering on their motorcycle might make it that little bit more dramatic.
Yeah.
Just gonna throw that out there, and it's not my motorcycle, so
Yeah.
can you pop?
Yeah, I think
tasteful, dramatic jazz fire.
Yeah, if you are punk enough,
Yes.
any place can be a music venue.
Exactly.
Yes, that's exactly. All right, all right. Okay, so folks, now that we know what is the plan, so you see Lyra's eyes just go wide as saucers, they shine like freaking headlights. Lyra is like, this is going to be the best day of my life. Like, Lyra is like very enthusiastic. You have never seen Lyra be like downwards or yeah. There you go. Someone put it on Twitch. There, yes, there you go. All right. So basically, you have never seen like Lyra be kind of the low-key kind of person, but you have hardly ever seen Lyra also break, her like tough guy, front for like excitement at this level. She's almost like 9-year-old girl screaming like, you know what I mean? Like, yeah. So now here comes the moment when we are going to go into the next scene, and the next scene essentially is you enacting all of this and putting it all like into this plan into action. Okay, so I would like to start with the inconspicuous bit. Okay, the first thing that I would like is that I want to find out how inconspicuously those of you who are going to be inside are going to get in. Okay, so who's going to go in quietly? Who's going to be going like in the low? Uh-huh. All right, all right. So how are you going to go about it?
I am going to, like I say, I am that active listener, and I've got the trusting visage, and that's straight from my patron god. So I'm just gonna walk in and look as innocent as possible, and be like, this is where I'm supposed to be, right? And look for the most unconcerned, just there for the paycheck security person that I can see in my area, and basically just try to Jedi mind trick our entourage into the fete.
Yeah. This is not the entourage that you're looking for. All right. I would like to say, so it's going to be the two of you, right? It's going to be Kaki and
Omari.
Yeah,
yes,
Mari was
Omari.
good. Had to
So
still
I
waiter clothes.
no, yeah, I was going to ask about that. Yeah.
could, sorry, just to jump in, do you think it would be possible that given that I'm kind of friends with Governor's daughter, Michelle, that I might be able to kind of
Uh-huh.
have her on the inside sort of available to help, if you're picked up in conversation. Like I won't be there, but I could prime her to sort of be a helping hand if needed.
I would say that could be possible. Hang on, because I'm still gauging what roles I'm going to ask out of each of
No
you.
worries. I'm just going to throw that out there as
Yeah,
a.
yeah, yeah. No, but I like that. I really like that idea. I really like that idea. Omari's gonna go like it's gonna get in dramatically, right? You're gonna like bike her way into the.
Yeah, Amari's gonna try to
Is that
get
correct?
waiter clothes to disguise herself as a waiter in this gala, so she can get free food and start a revolution.
Yeah, the two, exactly. So we're gonna get like the three best things ever. Free food, a good show, and start revolution. That's
Yeah.
it. That's it. I love that. I love that.
That's Amari's attitude. She probably like either if she's able to, like if there's like a laundry room that she will try to sneak into to grab the clothes. If not, she'll try to buy the clothes from one of the waiters, being like, "Hey, how much you getting charged? Here's a 20. I'll take your clothes."
All right, all right. And Elena, what is your approach to getting in there?
I feel like probably since I was in that video that we had Peachy upload, I think I have like this concern about like at least part of my face already being known, and I feel like because of that they probably wouldn't let me in even if I tried. So I'm probably going to like, I guess if we have like some kind of open line of communication, like text or signal or something, like
Oh yeah.
I'm gonna have the others like let me know when stuff is about to go down so I can just like dramatically burst in there and then do the like
You can have burner
really
phones, no
dramatic
puns
display
intended.
of burning and stuff. And in the meanwhile, I think I'm just hanging out like outside the venue and kind of just like hoping this goes well. Or hoping that we don't like screw up too much.
What about you'd be also coordinating the people outside, right? Because you've got like others to help you, you know, since if I understand correctly, part of the plan is a flash mob, isn't it?
Oh yeah, yeah. Like when I'm waiting for a signal to like bring those people in, and yeah,
Yes.
in the meantime I'm just like trying to like, I feel like with such like a big important event it might be like live streamed or something. I'm watching the stream and just like
Yes.
waiting for the opportune time to waiting for some kind of sign signal to like move the flash mob into the venue, and then we start doing our like whole thing.
Excellent. You know, besides just like creating general chaos with fire, you can create specific chaos with fire for getting the people inside. If nothing else. All right.
Just
Sounds good to me. So,
pyrotechnics for the performance.
yes, yes. Oh yeah, there's that as well. You could be like a performer. You know how these events they just like love to show how they are patrons of the arts and just have like dancers like doing, I hate this word, exotic things, you know, and etc. 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 Like you could literally be like a fire juggler if
Yeah,
you
yeah,
want,
like
if you want to be inside, but you can also do that outside, like you know, as like garden. Because I never told you about the venue, right? Never told you about it. Big ass like venue, classic. It's one of those venues that like this is one of the first show like show venues that like White Gates got built, you know. Millions were spent like getting this thing off the ground, you know. Rumor has it a lot of it is really not up to code, okay, to get it like done faster. And it turns out that this place is like large. Imagine that opera house they have on Sydney, you know, the one, the iconic one. It's kind of outrageous like that. Do you know what I mean? It's like large and full of curves and like a beautiful roof and glass everywhere and lights and a huge front garden. Do you know what I mean? Like you cannot get there by bus, and that's on purpose. You cannot get there by bus.
so like
Okay,
the
public
design is just
transportation.
like,
Mm-mm.
It's like they don't
so
want
like
people there.
so like the design is like
Not
what rich
not poor
people think is
people
like
for
really
sure.
like avant-garde, but then also like they don't like actual like alternative art, which is what we're trying to bring in there.
Exactly, exactly. So it all makes like matters so much worse. Do you know what I mean? All of that. And this is what it looks like. So I would say that the whole estate, you know, of the venue is like occupied with the event. There's performance outside, visual things. There's like some tech companies set up like some VR booths for people to play with like their like cutting edge VR technology or whatever. And like you just have everything there. You have a lot. I cannot forget like uh, um if I can pull like a piece of media. Have you watched the movie Arlo, like the animation? Right? There is a scene when there's like this woman who goes to a bar, to get a drink, and then the waiter just pulls like a classic painting by like a Picasso or something, and just like grates it into the drink, and then the woman just picks up the drink and just throws it away. Like that's the most like, yeah, this is the level of shit we're dealing with here. Okay. So yeah. So basically, Elena, if that helps you, like, create the mental picture of what you're doing and how, is there any more detail that you wanna give or add or change?
I feel like there must be some kind of like gallery or art display in there. I think like as I'm bringing the flash mob into the main part of the event, like anytime we come across one of those like really expensive, pretentious art pieces, or maybe like stuff that they have like, how like there's several really famous paintings out there by like white artists that they actually base it off of like an artist of color who is like they never get credited until like much later, so we don't know like the actual origin or inspiration of that. So it's like I feel like this place will be full of that, and so I'm just going to like as we go in there we just singe the corners off of like every piece we see. Just keep
I'm just
sinking
gonna
things so that like
say,
these
I am just gonna say that pretentious white people appropriated art is very flammable. Just saying, just throwing it out there. Do what you will with this knowledge. All right, folks. Okay, so it sounds like we have a nice round of plans going on. So I'm going to start asking for a few dice rolls. All right. So starting with, let me see. I think I'm actually going to start with Omari. Can you please roll 2d6 to see how well we can pull this very interesting disguise?
Yes. You said
And
just two?
let me know, is there any tag that would work?
Uh,
I'm also thinking that the security here is like tighter. Okay, so by default, actually, you roll 3d6 to keep the lowest.
yeah. That is two.
You don't have any tags that you would like to apply here? That makes sense?
Yeah, I was like, I have like the sympathy, or like, yeah, I have
Uh-huh.
that to be like she tried to get the clothes and everything.
Uh-huh. I
Ah,
see. I think that could work if you like got the person that you swapped jobs with was like sympathetic to you and stuff and to your cause.
yeah.
That could go. That could go. That means that you just roll to the 6 flat
I said
instead.
three. You said 3d6 or 2d6?
Now it's 2 because
Oh
when
yeah.
an advantage and a disadvantage like clash, we just
Yeah.
clear both.
12.
Holy shit. Okay. On the 12. Okay. Your disguise. Tell me how perfect your disguise and positioning is. Tell me how well you are serving these people with like beautiful smile in your face. These pretentious rich people who you are going to like stab in the back very shortly.
Yeah, like she has like the widest of smile with the tray up, She has the little like pigs in a blanket on the tray, doing the small talk and just like laughing at the corniest joke that she does not get. Doing like, okay, and like she has the most trustworthy face ever. So she just like trying to listen in a secret and be like, yeah, no, I don't hear anything. You can vent to me all you want about tonight. Yes, give me all those tips. Here, you want another weenie dog?
Fantastic, amazing. I love that. And after that, let me see here. Coin, tell us. So you put this friendship with the governor's daughter, but the thing is, make me 2d6. And the thing is, she is terrified. So actually, 3d6, keep the lowest. All right. Are there any of your tags that could be helpful to convincing her to help you?
Let's see.
And how far she would go to help you?
I mean, it's a little bit of a stretch, but there is my protective tag. So I could try to leverage that we could help her escape this sort of place within her family for her to be able to live a life that she'd actually be more comfortable in terms of being able to be true to herself and not be that rose in the glass dome.
Yeah, yeah, I can take that. Yeah.
Oh,
To
amazing.
the
Thank
six
you.
first, then, please.
Thanks. Okay. Okay, so that is a 2 and a 6 for an 8.
That's an 8. All right. So you're having this conversation, and Melissa, and you see that like Melissa just has this like she just has like this heavy breathing of someone who knows they're going to do something that they're gonna get really screwed over for, but like really wants to do it anyway. And she's like, okay, look, this is not gonna go well for me. All right, are you sure? Are you sure that like you promise that like this is you promise, right? Like it's gonna be worth it.
So I take Melissa's hand in both of my hands and I look at her and I sort of try and draw on my years of experience, and it's like, you will never get to be yourself if you stay where you are. I cannot promise that this is going to be easy, and I cannot promise that you're not going to have difficult times going forward. But you will be surrounded by people who will love you and accept you without you needing to pretend to be anyone else. I will be doing my
You see, she look.
utmost. Sorry. I will do everything I can to grant you safer passage from this tonight. But again, I don't think it'll be easy. But I wouldn't put myself in this position if I didn't think I could help you.
You see that she's like, she is looking, like it feels like she's searching with her eyes, like in her own mind, and she says, screw my fucking dad.
Yes.
Yeah, and all right. Just keep in mind that you are responsible now for whatever happens to Melissa.
Oh, that doesn't sound
Okay.
ominous at all.
No, it does not. Yes, I know, and that's by design.
I get it. I get it.
All right. Finally, okay. So just to give people a heads up, we're gonna do the two next rows. Then we're gonna do like a break. Okay. And Elena now, what is it? So basically, your plan is just to like organize and mobilize for the artistic intervention, that you are going to bring in. And I would like you to roll on that, okay? And again, security around this place is tight. All right. There's like, guards and cameras everywhere. You've even spotted a couple of people in suits. And also your face is kind of half known here. So the odds are against you. What are you going to do? How are you going to go about? What is your approach to mobilizing people?
I think um, I think by the time I am mobilizing people to go in there, there's like uh very little need or like even possibility of going in there subtly or like stealthily. So we're just going to just kind of uh I think I would want to put on a show of like intimidation to see if we can like brute force our way in there. So like if we charge in there, no one will stop us because I have done something that is scary or off-putting and possibly dangerous to directly interfere with. I think it might involve me doing some magic with the magic word fire. So
Uh-huh.
what are the
So,
magic
uh-huh.
words rules?
So magic is like this. When you do magic, you have like you just say what you do, all right, and you're gonna roll 1d6 for each magic word that you're using. Did you get to pick your other magic words? I think you didn't, right?
I only have one magic word, which is
Fire.
fire. As a fire starter, that's the
Yes.
only magic I have access to.
Yes. Yes. You have another two. Okay, that you're supposed to have another two. So my bad, I forgot to tell you about that. So three total. Yeah. So fire and two others. The only rule is that you have to add fire to whatever you do in magic. That's part of your whole deal. Okay. So I will say that let me go over cacophony for a moment, and I think this is a good moment for you to choose two magic words, okay, to add to your list, and then we're gonna come back to you and let you make a roll, okay? And then I'm gonna explain how it works. All right, cacophony, you are pretty much walking in, right?
Walking in
And
like I own the
how do
place.
you? Yes, and so you're gonna walk in like you own the place, like you're the boss, like you're the bomb, and well, it is what it is, right? Like this security, as much as you're looking for someone who's like just like, yeah, this is just my job, who cares, screw it. You are still like they are still like checking checking identifications or passes for some people, because like the famous people of the event, they just get a pass, photographers everywhere and stuff. Like nobody's gonna stop them. But the unknowns, the hangers on, the leeches, the bottom feeders, the all of these people who hang around important people to try and get a bit of out of it, those are the people who get checked, and you end up lumped with them. So tell me, this role is also against you. How do you pull it? How do you do it?
Oh, well, that's looking very innocent and trusting. Like immediately I've got
Yes.
there. And like obviously I belong inside with the band. Like I've got my instrument. I'm here. I'm dressed to the nines. Really, you can trust me. I can get in.
Okay. Okay. I would say that sounds like your trusting visage playing in, right?
Playing right
Yeah.
in. I
Make
just look like I belong.
yeah.
I've got the instruments.
2d6 for us then, please.
We'll hold on to any magic I may do until later when the steam hits the fan. 9.
All right. On a 9, you kinda, yeah. All right. So here's how it goes. You get in, and you just come to this security, door person. They're like you start chatting them up, and they kind of forget what they're supposed to do, and like, wait, so did they check your thing? Of course they did, right? This kind of thing. And yeah, and everything. So you just go in as if nothing is like wrong, all right? But immediately as you look behind you, you realize that another person, like another guard, comes up to the one that talked to you and is like pointing at you, and they're saying something, and then they're looking, and instead they're going like on the radio. And it doesn't take a genius to realize that they've got an eye on you. They are not going to do anything now because they don't want this to look like they don't want this to look obvious that there's something wrong and that the security might not be as tight as one would think, you know. But yeah, they're
They're
certainly got
definitely.
an eye on you.
Okay. And they're just circling around. They haven't come like right up to me. I want to find
No, but you are
I
being
want to find a
followed.
table of like some of the nicest dressed, like affluent, but like people who are just there for a good time. Like obviously not like major players, but the upper
Um,
crust and whatnot. And I want to take out
yeah,
my
you find
my
some socialites. Yeah,
and I
you
want to
find some
take
socialites there.
my artifact, my ewer of bacchanalian mysteries, and take their glasses and just start like pouring drinks freely for everyone around. Nothing is a better distraction than being everyone's friend with free liquor. And just like that is my smoke screen to start pouring
All
drinks and
right.
being
Yes.
fabulous.
Okay, booze is your shield for this situation. Yeah, so they are like, yeah, you see the security's there, they're hovering around, like it's pretty obvious, you know. It's like it's just what happens when you walk into a shop, and like they just think that you're gonna steal something, so they keep following you, right? And yeah, going back to Elena finally. Elena, you're gonna pull some magic. What is it that you're gonna do? What are the words that you have besides fire?
Okay, so just going to I think like in the rush of the moment, I don't really think of any like special wordplay or something. I just go in, yell fire, and it's kind of like it just goes like it looks to other people like there's it looks to people like I'm alerting them to fire, but I am the one causing the fire, and the fire is going
I
into the
see.
building along with like
I
everyone that
see.
I am leading into the building. And what I rolled for this was so I rolled 3d6. They are 4,
Uh-huh.
6, and 3. Did I add the
All right.
highest two, or is it just one of them?
No, you just keep the highest. So for
The
magic, it's
highest, so
different.
that's
Every
6.
special word, every magic word that you use, you pick one die. You roll them all and just
One.
keep the one highest.
Okay. So the highest is 6.
That sounds like you got a 6. So your intention was just to cause like a small distraction, right? Just a small inconvenience, kind of. It's nothing big yet.
Yeah, just like kind of um to intimidate the guards so that they will step aside and then let me and the group of people in.
Excellent, excellent. So you have absolute perfect control of the fire in this case. You can make it do what you want to do, what you want it to do, bending physics. Okay, who cares about physics? You are the embodiment of heat. Okay, so you can do whatever you want. So basically you just set fire, and I would like you to describe what does it look like for the onlookers as you gloriously stroll inside with your entourage, while like security and like and not paramedics, but like safety those like uh they're not like exactly firefighters, but like events like this, sometimes they have to have people to take care of like, you know, incidents and stuff. You get what I mean. So they're running back and forth and trying to like keep it under control, but they can't because you have it under control. So what does it look like? Make it glorious.
I think so. As we stride in there, I'm just like, I yell fire, and then I think in like this really physics defying way, a whip of fire just kind of like arcs out away from my like outstretched arm. It kind of does like a loop, like when you spin a string or like a rope really fast. It looks like that, and then it's just
Uh-huh.
like people are seeing this. There's heat coming off of it, but since I am in
Right.
full control of it currently, it's just like contained in that like rope of fire that I'm like just swinging around, and kind of like if people have already started sort of dancing to their own beat, I start moving it to some kind of rhythm as well, and we're just marching down through the halls like that.
Oh shit, it's all coming down. It's all coming down, right? Things are falling into place. Okay, I love it. I love it. Yeah, and like everyone is absolutely distressed and distraught, trying to like, what the heck is going on? So like someone's calling, hey, did we get pyrotechnics here? Ah, my boots. Like and yeah, you are raising hell. Yeah, this is the absolute like it looks beautiful. This is art. This is like Renaissance style, paintings. Like I can just imagine, like as you're like straightening, and a guard is like dramatically like, and another is like, and so on. So basically, yeah, And for the three of you who are like inside, you can see like the fire. I would say, is it fair to say that maybe the fire is kind of the signal for everyone to like get in position and get it started? Or
Yeah,
is
I
it
think
something
so.
else?
It's pretty overt as a signal. Yeah.
Yes, like what is it? Yeah. Fantastic. Okay, so folks, I want us to have a small break now. All right, before we find out what's going to happen once you get this gig going, and yeah, that's it. So I'll catch you with. Is it 10 minutes? Let me just double check here. Yes, let's just take 10 minutes, and in 10 minutes, we are going to be back with this adventure of Here There Be Monsters. Hello, everybody. We are back with Here There Be Monsters. This is Down and Out in the High Society, and we are going to find the conclusion of our little adventure, okay? And by the way, just a disclaimer, if you hear like my kid talking about and doing stuff here, it's just because he's doing homework, so y'all gonna have to deal with it. Now let's get back to our to what's gonna happen now, because it just turns out that everyone managed to, in a way or another. Thank you. I saw. Welcome back over there. I just got that everyone in one way or another found their way in, but hit, no pun intended, is intensifying as you are getting attention from the security in the locale, plus all the attention that you have already gathered so far. All right. And now, folks, I would like to take us to a different moment in time. Okay. I'd like to bring the lots of you to a different moment when you were enjoying yourselves a little bit of respite between, your going about in the city. And this is a moment when you are hanging out in the hideout, just around a cup of coffee or tea, or, your favorite beverage and drink. And, your companions from the collective are just like reminiscing about the good things, that the city has been losing. And at some point, Peachy is like, "Oh yeah, check this out." And then she shows you she shows a lot of you a picture. She passes it around, like it was like a big square in the middle of like the city center that had like this huge kind of mini forest going on. It's almost a park, kind of, you know. And I would like to ask you, how has it been destroyed? What has it become? It was removed for something else. What did it become?
I feel
You're muted.
So I was. Yes, that happens. I was actually wondering, has it definitely been removed, or has it been overtaken as a place that the city ideally leaves as a nature place, but because
Could
they
be.
ignore homelessness in other parts of the city, or gentrification in the more popular places that forces people out that did have places to live, and has made it into like a tent city. And it's been everyone now just like conglomerates there. Kind of shows
It's
the
more, no. It's made. It's, if it still exists, it's absolutely being made hostile. Yeah,
well,
it's not a safe place for.
there are lots of parking lots for these new areas and shopping centers that people want to bring into the town. So like they dug up the park and paved a parking lot, or
I bet
paved paradise and
How
put
do
up
you?
a parking lot. That's the line.
I bet there's even
Uh-huh.
like a major chain like coffee pop-up as well.
Yeah, yeah. How do you feel about it? This is a moment that you are just like sitting and reminiscing. This is a moment for you. This is a moment of peace.
Thinking
You
about
know.
how it was, or
Yeah, Peachy is like, this was nice. I was to come here sometimes when I wanted to just unwind.
Penny takes the photo and looks at it, and her memories pulling at her because she can remember when the sort of park area, as it were, was still really in its infancy. She can remember when the previous sort of people responsible for it would have planted the original trees to grow. Um, and she's watched the entirety of its life cycle effectively be cut short. Uh, and it just like fuels an anger in her.
What did the place mean to you, Elena?
I think because now that like sort of previously community oriented space has been like demolished, replaced with something else, it's like that's that's one less friendly place for people who aren't like what society expects them to like be, like the kind of perfect unproblematic kind of thing, and then now it's become some kind of place where that's the only acceptable like presentation there. It just feels very isolating and kind of a chunk of like what made up the heart of this community, or like a important part of people's lives is just like gone, been like bulldozed over. It's just kind of a sort of sadness and grief and also anger about it.
Mhm. Yeah, what about Marty?
Can I have you repeat? Because I had bad audio issues, so I missed like what got torn down. I didn't want to interrupt anyone.
Sorry, what did you ask?
I so at the beginning of this,
Very low.
I had bad
Mhm.
audio issues, so I didn't get to hear
Ah, okay.
originally what got burned down or anything
I
like
see.
that.
I see. We are in a different moment in time. This was like sometime before this whole thing is going down, sometime before everything is really bad, got really bad. It's always been bad, but as far as you can remember. Um, but yeah, you're just like sitting around and talking about it, and just having these moments of peace and reminiscing, you know. And there's this one beautiful like little park that was like in the middle of the city with like huge tall trees and like benches to sit, and you could just like go around and walk your dog and hang out with your kids or whatever. And it's gone. It's been replaced by a parking lot. And the question is like how it relates to you, how it relates to your characters. What memories do you have there?
It connected to Amari because she's like part grizzly bear. Like she loved nature. Nature is what makes her feel more alive than anything else. And so the park was like her safe zone, just to be there, be free. And when it got demolished to turn into a parking lot, it was like uh, it boiled anger in her that they just want to take nature away to replace it for something that's useless in her eyes. Like
Yeah,
that didn't need to be destroyed to be a parking lot. It could be anywhere, and that's what like encourage her more to make sure that this doesn't happen again.
I see. The lot of you made a vow that day amongst yourselves as a group, as a collective, as an organization. What was that vow?
A vow that Omari made to make sure that everyone will have their safe place.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing will be
Mm-hmm.
touched.
And what else, folks? You
Well,
can
and
chip
that
in, add in, chime in.
I
that
think
for cacophony, the wild spaces, the uncivilized part of nature is an inherent part of her elder god and their beliefs of it and such. So she would be very much in tune with the wanting to keep the wild spaces and just seeing the diminishing of it, being a lessening of the world. So she would be in with a vow of protection for sure of the wild spaces that remain, but reclamation as well, like bringing back and building up more new wild spaces. That would definitely be something she would vow towards.
I think
Mm-hmm.
Penny would be leaning towards and or have in mind the sort of using her capabilities, whatever that may be, to protect either those peoples or places that couldn't protect themselves.
Think Elena would want to kind of so like spaces like that deserve to be protected and respected. So I think just maybe a little specific, but like kind of protecting and maintaining the option for people to interact with those spaces as long as they are respectful and they're not like using it to like take advantage of like any like possible resources there. There's also some like kind of themes of like hoping that space can be reclaimed and yeah.
I see. I see. And taking it back to the present, You are, you're all there in position. You have come to this time and place. You know that this might not end exactly well for you, as in like uh, you're putting your safety, your own personal safety at risk here. You can get like a um, you are exposed to all sorts of dangers here to be here to do this, to face this giant, this ominous thing that is like capitalism, that is like classism, that is, all of these things that like push you to the corners, push you off the edges. It's here, it's represented here, and you are at the the edge of ending, of bringing something else onto the table. Okay, and now as everything is going up and like Whitegate is standing at a stage, with his beautiful trophy wife, you know, who is like absolutely looking like she is really loving to be there, you know what I mean? And his like anxious, nervous, and their like anxious, nervous daughter. They got also like a, they're just standing there looking like this perfect dream of something, that is supposed to be. And as Whitegate begins, he says, "Well, greetings, ladies and gentlemen. It is great to have you all gathered here for this great moment. And those of you who are inside, so I'd say that Elena is a little far off because Elena is directly involved. I don't think it's very easy for you to see Elena. But those who are closer, you can see that like Whitegate's eyes are like a flicking from side to side at his like flick. They flick for a moment as they're like, what the heck is up? Like is this something going on that they just nod to the side like some some underling just goes, see to it and fix it. And he says, I would like to take the opportunity to be the grand, beautiful, the grand, the owner of to be the host of this traditional gala that happens every year in our esteemed city, to make a great announcement to all of you. And then he makes like some sort of silly politician joke that gets everybody ha 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 ha. You know how it goes. You know how they do. And at some point he says, I have come to you in hopes of elevating our city to what it could be, to what it has actually, to what it actually has been in the past. It was a great place of where families could walk and feel safe, where people could go back and forth. Right. I don't think I need to go into the details of this speech because we all know where it's going. Okay. He begins talking about how he has this amazing proposal to turn this place into the greatest and most and the model city, okay, to which every other city will aspire to. And it is now that I want to show you the my grand project for this place. And then he turns back, and there's like this beautiful, the decoration of the gala. There's like big curtains in the back, like to make kind of a backdrop. And these curtains just fall down to reveal like a huge set of screens. Okay. And if I am quite correct to assume, your lot has probably tampered with whatever is going on up in the video, right? Yeah. And yes, it's copying me because I'm just like checking it here, like. All right. And basically, you are, yes. So, as the Grand Governor, Jarvis Whitegate, turns around and waves to his like grand vision of a future, like there's a big like stock music, like advertising music, corporate music plays in, and it's big, like all this kind of, and then what does it quickly turn into? Starting with, I'm gonna ask first, uh, Omari, what are the first images that starts to like flick through in the middle of the presentation?
Hmm. Images. Mm, I think it'd be like words first, like probably like coward, liar type of flashes. Like
All right.
that would probably be the word, like coward, liar. We first of the images that would flash out. That's what would get everyone's attention, being like, "What? Who? What's that?"
Right. And then the video continues, and he's like, some sort of interference is happening here, folks. And then he just nods at some other underlings. And you realize now that whoever is set up to like take care of the AV of this place is in danger. What do y'all do?
I think I
Like,
book it over to wherever. I scan the room trying to attempt to find where the AV is being controlled from. I imagine Peachy is nearby there because obviously we've asked for their support on this.
mm-hmm.
The person who should be in charge, I'm hoping that we've kind of just, either convinced them to come across and we've not actually done any issues with them. But hopefully if I can get there in time, I would say that I potentially quickly draw up the door to the hideout and allow them to escape so that they're not going to necessarily be put in harm's way.
Harmed.
And then
Yeah, I
quickly
see.
smudge the door, so like smudge the outline so the door's not there.
Oh, okay. That sounds very interesting. I would like you to roll me 2d6.
Okay.
Okay. Tell me, I'm telling you now, you're running against some opposition, but I would say that you can. What sort of ability have, do, or be that would be appropriate here?
I'm not sure if I have anything.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, my ability is like being able to get behind locked doors, not necessarily, but I suppose there's my protective ability.
Welcome.
So yeah. But I mean, I'm happy to just take this as a
Say.
straight 2d6
Okay.
roll. I think it's just me more
Then
sort of
go for
jumping
it.
into action.
Yeah, then go for it. Yeah. Yes, kid.
Okay, so that is 2 4s for a total of 8.
All right. So you run in there just in time to like shove like one of your companions out of the way. That was a Smith actually, who was like responsible. Like basically when you get to like the multimedia room of the place, you find like the person who was responsible to do this like unconscious in a chair, right? Just like sleeping there. And and then Smith just looks like at you like with that somber way of talking of his and says, "They coming, huh?"
For sure, yeah.
Yeah, I knew they would. All right, what's the plan?
Can we keep this running with limited? Can we keep this running without anyone actually pulling the levers for it? Leave it on autoplay, for example.
I can set it up. Hold the door.
Okay.
And with the 8 that you got, I can say that's like it doesn't take long before someone, hey, open, and like on the door, and you're like you lock the door and you held it fast, and soon the doors are like boom, boom. Someone, all right, we're coming in, boom, and eventually the door comes crashing down on top of you, and I'm gonna give you the condition bruised.
Okay.
Okay, as you're trying to hold it. All right. You managed to both of you like escape in the scuffle. All right, and they find the engineer like the multimedia, technician, just like there, like like Smith has managed to like pull all of the cables, like change them, like mess up the whole thing. Like it's gonna take a while before it goes down. Okay,
Yes.
and in the meantime, like as Whitegate begins talking, okay, never mind. You know what? Something is absolutely wrong. And then like the images starts to appear. Tell me, Cacophony, what else appears? What else begins to appear on the video? What
Um,
shows now?
uh, this is going to be like the voiceover, someone calmly explaining how the governor has been moving funds and taking away things and making promises to allies that this is the that he never intended to do. This is what he was doing with said money, with like photo pictures of the documents that we had gotten the fewer or a couple days before.
All right. And like you very quickly see Whitegate like starting to grow red. Take this down! Take this down right now! Like he's screaming around. And Elena, you are like marching in with a host of like people. And tell me, what are you doing? What are you doing to this place? What are you doing to the art? What are you doing to like this whole thing? How are you stretching the security thin?
So I think I'm now in the place where like everyone else is. I think we made it there, right? Like mostly
Yeah, all of
without
you are
any.
inside, in different places, but inside.
Yeah, so like I think um do we get in there in time to like see some of the like kind of replaced
Yeah,
presentation and stuff?
this is
And then I
happening.
just
Like you
kind
see
of,
most of it happening.
yeah, I see it happening, and then I just kind of make some sort of hand sign or signal for like the flash mob dancers to get in their positions, like in different places in the room.
Amazing.
And then
Amazing.
I'm trying to figure out if I say anything or not. Like I know like there's shit going on, it's chaos. Whitegate can't manage the like outbursts and stuff happening, and we're about to make it so
Uh-huh.
much worse for him. So yeah, I think just like kind of um loudly clicking my lighter, and then the flash mobs starts.
Amazing. And y'all are like doing your presentation and you're like doing your performance, your intervention, your literal intervention. And everything is going to hell, as Whitegate in desperation turns to Chief Holden, like the chief of police, who is basically his puppet, it's just like this old white guy who used to be like some army head, like just he just pulls the guy literally by the collar. Do something. And like the chief just like tells a couple of his officers to like literally shoot at the panels, right? They unleash like fire, gunfire at televisions, and there's like exploding everywhere, and everyone's like, and chaos erupts. Okay, now here is a situation that is complicated because, like, chaos is everywhere, all right? And with everyone's attention completely like scattered to all sides, people are just trying to run out. People are like, there's this old couple of like socialites, these two guys, just looking at this, these kind of things are getting better and better, aren't they? Oh yeah. sipping on a martini. And as all of this is happening, how like you need to get like you still need to get Whitegate to like turn, like he's already turning this into a disaster. You need to get him to really show his ass. How do you folks go about it? And all of you are here now. All of you are pretty much together, facing off. And then like he sees that you are pretty much standing there. It's like, you did this, didn't you? And like his perfect hair just like in his face and stuff, like he's red, he's raging, his knuckles are white, his lips are trembling. And like everyone is running around, and that you see like Melissa, Michelle, sorry, not Melissa. You see Michelle running about like closer to you, in the meantime. And then like he immediately picks up, so like, you have them, you traitorous little brat, you use, and he starts to say like the worst things to his own daughter. Don't need to go into details there. And what y'all do?
I immediately step in between him and his daughter, and just be like, leave her out of this. This is all, you've done this to yourself.
And he turns to you, leave her out of this. She's my daughter, mine. I can do whatever I want. I will do whatever I want. You can't stop me. And he he pulls from his coats an object in the shape of a circle. Okay, and you realize that he's got a small amulet, in his pocket. And he says, you promised me everything. You will make good. And then he snaps it in the middle. All right. And you see the flow of like dust and dust and like smoke emanate from it. Like this guy was consorting with like something really bad, like to help push him into like his position, and he is about to unleash that upon you and everyone else who is here. What y'all do?
I immediately sort of push Michelle back and just make reference for her to get out the building. Perhaps take refuge in the bar / salon for time being, and we'll come and get her afterwards.
She's like standing there mesmerized, as a lot of people are, like as the smoke and dust take shape of like heinous, ugly shapes of like faces screaming and like with teeth and red eyes. This is the ugliest thing you have ever seen. And you've seen some weird shit. This is a direct threat to all of you individually and to the group of people who are in this place. You don't know how bad, you don't know what these things can do, but this can't be good. Y'all gotta do something about it, and you got to act soon, if not now.
I mean, does this smoke, can it be, or this sort of particles, can they be set on fire?
I don't know. There's only one way to find out.
Yeah. Then Amari would try to evacuate people as best they can, since everybody's like screaming and freaking out. Don't want anyone to trample on each other hard.
All right.
Okay, and Cacophony would be, she also has her magic tag, which is like a dark prayer to her thing. She would... Her magic tags are mind, emotion, and grow. I think she would be using her prayer to try and anti-grow like use grow and keep him small and at least manageable while people are getting people out and whatnot.
Okay. So tell me, what's the combination of words again? You're using all of them, two of them?
I think it's only going to be just the one.
The one. Okay, so make a roll for me at the 6. Okay, folks, anyone who wants to help, here's how magic works in this scenario. Any like people who have the magic tag, they can do magic and they just can use their words. But all of you and any of you can also barter things that you have or that you are to create magic. Okay, as you have access to supernatural forces because you are supernatural yourselves. Okay, so anyone who wishes to help on this one can roll more dice and add more dice to the pool. Okay, remember that we keep on the highest. And if you do, anyone who does not have magic power directly, what do they barter?
Could I attempt to support Kaki's endeavor here?
Yes.
As one of my magic words is change, and I mean, if you want to jump in here, I don't have to. I don't have to.
Oh, I got my 6.
Yeah.
I rolled
what
my
did you
6.
roll? You rolled already, right?
Yeah,
you rolled a 6, so fuck that. You
Okay,
get to. You got it.
I'm sorry. I got to go buy lottery tickets, guys.
Okay.
Yes, please do. Yeah, let me give you my PayPal. You basically just like manage to emanate like. So what does it look like? What does it look like for us? What's happening?
For Cacophony, she's like it is a dark ancient elder god that she's in contact with. Old chthonic, like life and death, heart of the earth type of things, madness, old plant growth, stuff like that. So like dark purples and blacks is just like what is going past her, the colors that come off of her as she's looking at it and communing or doing this dark prayer. You can see these blacks and purples go towards the creature. A deep musty smell of like the deep earth comes out as well, and it is just
that sounds good.
Constricting down and keeping this beast that White Gate was, and at least like keeping it to a manageable size, preventing it from growing or using any growth to get bigger.
Omari, that sounds like you get an extra die to roll as you try to manage the people that you're trying to evacuate. Can you roll 3d6 for me, please?
Yes. That is 12.
Well, what's up with you? Like, can I get some bad rolls here sometimes, people? But she's okay. Well, no, it's not the time anymore. You managed to, yeah. So, how do you do it? What does it look like? How do you manage to get the attention of people to like do what you want?
Oh yeah, she'll just like.
She's gorgeous. What more does she need?
Like the 12 from last time, people trust her as the fabulous server she was, and but she probably like roar like a bear to get everyone to get out of there and be like, "Hey, single file line, let's get out of here." Like nothing to see here. Shoo. It's like. Like, you want to be safe, right? Do you want to be involved? Don't leave.
You want to survive and stuff?
Please go.
Yes. Amazing. Yeah, and you're getting everyone out, Alina, you see that like while Cacophony's spell is like holding strong, it's not going to hold forever. And this might be your turn to act. What do? Like this is whatever like White Gate Unleashed is consuming him. Like you see him going like you see him grow yes, you see him grow pale, and like as he is so he is so like indignant that he doesn't get what he wants, you know, that he is willing to just freaking like, you know, suffer immeasurable pain for like petty get back. And but this is still like dangerous. This is still like harm to the lot of you who are still in there trying to like deal with the situation. So Elena, what do you do now?
Okay, so like there was obviously a lot of chaos with like people like trying to run away, and I see
Uh-huh.
like Omari putting a lot of effort into trying to make sure people don't like trample each other on the way out. And I see like all the little places that I've like ignited, and then I kind of, I guess like I dispel my magic just to make it a little less chaotic for like people to get to safety. And then
Uh-huh.
so that thing, like when he broke his amulet, that creature, because cacophony's thing is now trying to suppress it, so it's tangible,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Yes. Cacophony is like sweating already.
Oh, I see this and I'm just like just frantically trying to like figure out if I have like anything, because my main power is just to like flames and destruction and that kind of thing, and I don't feel like this would be helpful in this situation. Like I might hurt cacophony instead if
Right.
I try to do anything fire related. So
Uh-huh.
the thing I am thinking of is like I have an artifact that is basically like this, a little omelet or charm of my own from my family, the necklace that I have under my clothes. The catch with it is that it's like it's a active um artifact, so that means something has to happen in order for like the effect it's meant to do to like
Okay.
to work.
What has
And
to
the
happen?
condition is the person that the person the wearer is going to be protected from has to have has to see it and also has to have touched it. So like I'm just rapidly in a panic, like trying to figure out how I can get this guy to touch it so I can give this protective artifact to Cacophony so that she won't be hurt by whatever that thing is, and then maybe we can like quickly grab each other and retreat as well, because it feels like we've gotten in over our heads a little bit, maybe, because I don't have anything that can help
Maybe.
directly with that.
Perhaps.
So
Are you unless anyone has something to say, are you open to a suggestion? I
sure.
can see your fire powers be useful here, you know, because like if you just need like someone's attention, like you can literally use your fire powers to call to, you know, someone else's attention to like make sure that the trigger is met, basically, you know, on the situation. So yeah,
Okay, yeah,
like
probably going
provoke
to,
someone's attention essentially.
yeah.
Do you want to
We'll
try
do
that?
that.
Let me check
Yeah,
your tags as well to see if there's something useful that you might have missed.
I think there's
Let me
like
see.
20
Mhm.
minutes.
You have emphasis on emotional control. Hmm, not sure. Property damage to make a statement. Yeah, I can see some of those being banned, but unless we don't have anything there, I don't know. I think you can like I think this is a matter of like making good of a difficult situation. You can roll 2d6 there as well to make a as if a like an action to, you know, run up there, put on the necklace, and, you know, like do all of these things. Okay, And unless you can tell me if there's any tag that you can use there, that's only 2d6.
Yeah, the only other thing I can think of is like destroying something to like divert his attention, but then it feels like that doesn't really fix the issue at hand. It just makes him
Yeah.
like turn his attention away.
Yeah, it says so. So yeah, roll me 2d6. So the stakes here is for you to get in and do this effectively and without getting hurt. All right, like because while you're at it, without getting hurt or ruining the magic of contention before the time. Okay.
So am I rolling
Just 2d6 regular and add them
2d6?
together. Uh-huh.
So that is a total of 7.
Okay, I would say this as you're running there, you know, to get like your artifacts to get you and Cacophony protected, you know, the lashing out energies of like this curse that Whitegate's trying to throw at you, you know, still like you're still affected by it. So I am going to give you the condition tainted. Okay. As you have to put yourself in the line of danger to actually manage to get to do all of that done. You know, one of like the ugly suit faces, you know, just like literally washes over you, and you just feel like you just feel the cold of death passing right by you, and that like Ziki. It's so icky. It's like you are irked out, you know, by it, and you feel just like
Yeah.
a little bit of your innocence has been stolen forever. Maybe not forever, but you know, yeah.
Yeah.
And you're
So-
like, you barely. Huh?
Sorry, what was the condition? Tainted?
Tainted, yes. Okay, you're kind of, you know, you're cursed light. No, it's just light curse. It's just a little bit. And as you manage to get Cacophony save, you know, here you go, coin. The Cacophony and Elena are trying to protect themselves as like basically Omari got everyone out, you know, or most people at least. But you know, like you still see those two struggling as they still need help to really actually make it out. And as the curse that Whitegate is unleashing, you know, as it finishes, like as it continues to leech out his life, you know, he says, like, I am not gonna go alone. And like kind of voice, you know, you just hear like dozens of voices saying the thing at the same time. And yeah, so this is it. You know, it's like it's coming to a head as like Whitegate is nearly consumed. What do you do?
Would
You
it
know that's
be
like you know that's like I would say that you know about this. No, wait, Elena, is it fair that the others know about your amulet and what it does? Have they seen it used before? This kind of thing.
Yeah, I think so. I might have like talked about it with them, and also
All right.
like mostly it doesn't see much use because for me,
Mm-hmm.
to my understanding, what my family told me, it protects from like one specific individual at a time, and it's very conditional in
Mm-hmm.
that they have to have seen and touched
Right.
it. So yeah, they know, my companions know about it. It just hasn't really seen much use before now.
Okay. So Coin, you know this, you see this, and also Omari, with everyone else, you know that like even if this curse doesn't like harm you directly, if it's like just unleashed out there, it's just gonna look for, you know, another opportunity, just gonna look for another ambitious, greedy, like monster, to actual monster, to like use it to just like try and do it again somewhere else. Like this is something that you can contain and end right here between the four of you. What do you do?
Would it be possible to use? So I checked my magic tags. It's half at the break. So one of my magic tags is change. Would it
Mm-hmm.
be? Would I've got? Is there any way that we could sort of? I could sort of try and harness my magic to change it itself, either potentially into something smaller that could be trapped under a glass dome.
Something like that, right? You could, but you're gonna need help.
Yes.
You're not gonna be able to pull this alone.
Yes. It seems a big task.
Yes, if you can coordinate the others, everyone can lend you a die, but everyone is gonna have to either use their own magic words or barter for magic they don't have.
So I explained to everybody my sort of desire to see if we can
Yes.
transform what this is and change it into something that's.
Would I be able to use, because like I said, my other two magic tags for my prayer are mind or emotion, and I would either
Uh-huh.
use either of those two to try and calm and just like satiate him, if that would be possible.
Okay.
But in doing that, giving you that my die to that puts him back at full
Mm-hmm.
strength. So I could do that, but I am still trying to do this other thing with the prayer. So, however that would pan out.
Hmm. I think I think at this point you could, like, as a kind of last resort kind of thing, you can just like make a final push, because even so, like, you wouldn't be able to hold this forever. Like this was going to end sooner or later.
Yeah.
So I would say that so far, Coin rolls a die. You roll a die too. Not yet. Please hold on. I want y'all to roll at the same time. Cacophony rolls a die. What about Omari and Alina? Omari, you
So
don't
the
have a
thing,
magic tag.
Yeah, we
Oh,
don't.
sorry, Alina, please.
I'm sorry.
It's Omari then? Okay.
Okay.
Omari, you don't have a magic tag. So you can barter. You can give up something really important, or if you have an artifact, you can break it to choose what you want the spell to do.
Okay. Nah, I think Amari couldn't give up her prized possession, their hat. She loves so dearly for the greater good of the revolution. Like anything for that. So she will try to barter with that too, if she can. Is everyone trying to like store the being into something, or are we just trying to shrink it
I
down?
like the idea of like we're storing it back because I'm kind of interpreting the amulet that was broken to release it as kind of a receptacle or vessel. So we're trying to make it small enough to put
Mm-hmm.
it back into something.
Okay.
And I just pulled on the glass dome
Mm-hmm.
thing because that's how he referenced his child.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So yeah, we're trying to hold like get it small, get it controlled, get it small. Like
cool. I think Amari would try to like she'll barter with her hat, and then like she will try to once it starts like shrinking down, she probably uses her hat trying to capture it to hold it
Ah, I love it.
in. Almost like catch
And
me now.
yep, couldn't be better. No, I couldn't have thought of that better myself. So hold the die, please, Omari. And finally, Alina, what do you do? What do you add to this ritual?
so yeah, I did have the same idea, like of like putting the amulet back together after we like force him into a smaller shape so we can like shove him back in there, seal it up, restore it, whatever. So I'm going to try and help that however I can. Like if it looks like he is going to escape or something, there will be some like wall of flames waiting for him if he tries anything funny.
Okay. All right. I mean, I think that White's gate is like pretty much done. I don't think he's gonna be able to escape this like any way. But the things that you're trying to contain there, yeah, that I can see. So you do have fire, but to add the word wall, you're gonna have to offer something.
That's true.
What
Okay.
will you give up? It can be a tag.
Wow.
You can give a piece of yourself. It can be an object, so like an artifact. That's the easy one, but you know, you lose it.
See.
So what do you do? What do you give up?
I think I will give up my do tag that is dozing off in any situation. Like this has been like kind of part of the reason why I have that in the first place is because I'm so easily overwhelmed, and probably some of it is from like lack of self-confidence in like managing chaotic situations such as this one. And I think even though that was like kind of a coping mechanism, I feel like I might not need that anymore now. So I think that is the thing I'm going to barter.
So that's your wake up call? No, sorry. I had to ruin the moment. I couldn't just keep my gob shut. Yeah, so hold your die, and I want everyone to roll their die at the same time in 3, 2, 1.
But
Yes, kid.
then you can pause that there because you have to go to the hook. I have to.
Oh, I cannot pause it now, but we will be done soon. Okay?
Look at your copycat.
Yes, that's my copycat.
That's your friend's copycat.
And my friends copycats too. Go on, let me finish up.
Okay.
All right, and you got a big like ah. All right, so folks, what y'all got?
I got a 5.
I got a 1.
3.
1, 3,
5.
5. Okay. All right. Here's what happens. The lot of you concentrate your energies. You know, make your offering, sacrifice. Oh, actually, you're supposed to roll 2 dice. One more, please. Because no, not you. Elena. Still getting used to the character names, folks. Sorry. You roll more because you have 2 words. Remember, fire and wall.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay, so that's a total of 8. Is that how that works?
No, what was the second die? Just the number.
It's hang on. So
The first
4?
was 5, the second was 3 then, right?
Yeah.
Okay, all right. So, okay, for magic, we don't add them together. We want to know the highest. That's it. So that is still a solid 5, you know, who knew? And then basically you all like put your offerings together, put your magic together, you call everything that you have, and you see like white gates just like, you know, shriveling as like an old passion fruit that's been left in a drawer for weeks, you know. And I don't think anybody's gonna catch this reference. Okay, it's like shriveling, drying up, you know, like a raisin. That's easier. That's so much easier. And he's just like disappearing, you know, like his eyes are gone. You know, he's just like an old.
Is this the cliffhanger?
This is the cliffhanger. I think
We got cliffhanged.
Cliffhanger.
No.
we'll give
Derek,
5.
Emma just turns sideways and oh no.
All right, folks. So basically, yes, the intensity of the magic was so much that I got knocked off my connection. Yay! But what happens is that as you push back against the curse that White Gates like uh, 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 literally died for unleashing. You managed to like conceal it all within Omare's hat. And it's all in there. And you very definitely just like you know squeeze it up, and the thing just kind of your hat feels very, 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 very heavy. Like it's heavy, like like one of those kettlebells, like for exercise. The ones that carry. Like you had no idea the curses could be so heavy, and the most magically inclined amongst you know that's what you need to do with this now is just like find current water, say a few nice words and just like let it go in the current water and the water will wash it away. So as long as you just like keep it held tight for just a little bit until you find like a river or maybe I don't know the a curb in the rain that counts. It's running water. Yeah, that works. All right. And after all is said and done, you just hear the noise of silence and like a ring in your ears, you know, and you realize that like Peach was, wow, that was amazing. I got it all on stream. That was so good. Yeah. What do you do, folks? What do you say?
I compliment Peachy on the expert filming in action when everything is literally
Yeah.
going to hell around.
And, yeah.
Yeah.
Vive
And
la revolution.
yay, and Peachy be like, this is, I just got so many new followers. Guys, you have no idea. All right. Okay. Now I'm gonna finally be able to launch my brand. Anyways. Oh, by the way, yeah, and we got to expose the guy and shit. So something like she's already somewhere else. You know.
Penny's having a moment where it's like a crisis of confidence of like, did we just create another monster?
I'm like, I hope not.
No. I think I need a drink. Is your after all this, yeah.
Yeah, I gotta
Yeah.
moan the loss of my hat. So yeah, I definitely need a drink.
It was a good hat.
Yeah.
It was a great hat. For the greater good.
Yeah. And as you're like make it out of the place, eventually you see like artists, who was Jordan's wife, Whitegate's wife, come back. She's got like a broken heel, like she's like just holding her shoes in her hands and she's looking down, at this remains, of like Whitegate there on the floor. It just looks like empty skin, really. It's really horrendous, and she looks at him, good fucking riddance, and walks away. I mean, she's not a good person, but hey, she's not a good person herself. She's got her own hot takes, but right, she was also not in a great position herself.
For sure.
And yeah, it turns out that the next few days are all about how like this the news are all about this and everyone is talking about it, but like it turns out that like the people are not even listening anymore. There's been like a whole mass of demonstrations, like everyone is just like indignant. How the heck did we let things like come this far? What are you doing to like the people? Like who are the people who are just making decisions for us? Do you know what I mean? Like a lot of stuff is being exposed. Like all of his allies are just like running, into the drains, like to hide in the sewers where they should have never like crawled out from. And it's like it's mayhem, it's chaos, the good kind. It's like everyone is just like yeah, there's a lot of stuff happening, and this is going to be a moment that's going to go down in history, for whatever happens from here now is up to anyone's guess. But as far as you're concerned, you not only put down like a great evil in this place, but you also got a lot of voices who were like quiet and scared to like speak up. And and there's a lot of work to do. So much work to do. And yeah. This is it, folks.
Very sweet. Very sweet.
How y'all feeling?
Yay.
Excellent.
Me.
Love
What
it.
do what do your characters do? What's your next course of actions? Just before we call it a session. Like what are your next actions here? Like how do you engage with the turmoil that's appearing now? Individually or as a group?
Well, this has been like Cacophony does have her shop, and she is going to keep it. She does still have access to the chalk that is our entry to our meeting place or whatever. But she's getting a little on in life. This was kind of taxing on her, so she's planning on starting her lesbian musical collective out on an island and continuing on with life.
Yes. In our next session in Thursday Sword Lesbians. All right. What about the others?
I think Omari will try to get whoever wants to in the group to help her rebuild a new park to bring nature back into the city.
Penny's up for that.
Take back, right? Yeah, take back the city.
I think Penny is probably finding it difficult to step away from that underground life and is expending energy on keeping still a bit of an underground network going, even if it's just for like in place in case something should happen. So she's still like on the lookout for useful connections, useful people, people with skills that could be harnessed and things like that.
Oh yeah, this definitely wasn't like, yay, we solved capitalism. Like,
Yeah,
there's a lot to be done. Things are not.
she's not
We're
ready to
probably not gonna
retire
see,
yet.
yeah. This,
There-
yeah, you're probably not gonna see like this generation is probably not gonna see it complete in this lifetime yet. But the work is there to be done, and y'all started it. No, y'all continued it. It was already there. It was being done. You just made a whole lot of noise.
Yeah. So
And
continue in the fight.
I'm nearly done. Yeah. Cat. And finally, who's the last one?
So I think Elena is also not ready to retire. I think like she does make it a point to like learn more versatile ways to channel her magic, because previously she was afraid, like kind of blocked it out, that it felt it was solely destructive, only here to make a statement. So she wants to figure out more ways to do that now that she has dealt head on with a situation that was so chaotic and almost turned out really bad for everyone involved. And now, like, she has a little more confidence in her skills now. She might want to find out more about her artifact, kind of learn to make more connections and stuff, since she feels community is important and wants to like figure out ways she can focus on that while also still doing the work that she was doing before.
Amazing. Wow. Folks, I would like also cat, tiny cat.
I was going to say
Okay,
Tiny
yeah.
Cat has just arrived.
Kitten!
Very tiny,
Kitten!
very tiny. Yeah.
Kitten.
I've got another 7 of those. I've got another 7 here. Like,
I would take all of them, but
oh, please do. I don't know what to do. I have like my total cat population in the house is 11 currently. Anyways, folks, finally, I would like everyone to do another round of introductions as we say goodbye to our, watchers, our amazing audience that has been here today. And just going in the order that I have here in my video, or the same order that we had before, starting with Aliyah. Can you please tell us about yourself and how we find you online?
excellent. Thank you so much. Oh, for me personally, this was a blast to play. Thank you guys for letting me be silly with you. I had so much fun. Basically, you can find me at Sorcerer Aliyah or Aliyah the Sorceress on most platforms. I'm most active on Twitter. I'm trying to move that over to Blue Sky, but I'm really bad at this whole social media thing. Other than that, you can find me on other role-playing things as I can find them. I work a lot with Exquisite Corpse. Check them out. I'm hoping to do some work with Entropy Emporium and Girls Run These Worlds, so check them out as well. And yeah, thank you so much for letting me play.
Yay! And next up, we have Reverie. Can you please tell us a little bit about yourself, social media, where to find it, etc., etc.?
So you can find, like, I'm not super active, but I'm trying to put myself out there a bit more. On Twitter, I am Grasp from Beyond. And on Instagram, I am a lovely fiend. So yeah, I will try to post more there. This was a great experience. Thank you so much for letting me play with you guys. It's been so fun. This is my first live stream, and it's wonderful. Thank you.
You did amazing. Next up, we have who's next? I actually closed the tab to know who's next here, but can be you, Taylor, please. Can you tell us about yourself real quick?
Yeah, I'm Taylor. I'm Spunky Taylor on all social media accounts. I'm mainly active on Twitter and TikTok. As like this was exciting. I am a POC variety content creator. I do the live streams, I do all that jazz. If you find one of my social media pods, there's a beacon link that if you're not tired of seeing my face, there's other live streams and videos and stuff I've been a part of different types of systems. So hopefully to do more of these.
Amazing, awesome. And finally, we have Linda. Can you please plug yourself?
Yeah, of course. So, yeah, my name's Linda. You can find me at Linda McG on most social media. I am most active on Instagram, where I'm trying to do a little bit more of my cosplay content. So there's lots of complaints about sewing machines that happen on there. This has also been my first live stream, and I would love to do more. So if anyone's watching this and wants to reach out, please do. Or I might come chasing if I can join other people's tables as well.
Awesome. And finally, I have been your coordinator for this game. I am Gabriel. My pronouns, again, she and they. You can find me out there anywhere in social media, in most places as The Gift of Games. I make role-playing games. I have a few role-playing games out there. I also am a professional role-playing facilitator. I run, facilitate GM games as my work. And I am looking forward to just catching up with y'all again because this was so much fun and I love this. And this was Here There Be Monsters, the game by Wendy Yu. Links out there on the descriptions. And check us out on social media as well, Hoard of Tales. And yay, that's it, folks. Bye bye.
Bye. Bye bye.